going to talk about four-letter words. You're thinking you already know all about those four-letter words, but it's not what you're thinking. These four-letter words all relate to the life we live. These are words that guide me, and I hope they guide others through this journey of self-discovery. You see, I have the best job in the world. I teach. Therefore, I learn. Here are some of the things I've learned. Life. Confucius said, life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. I respectfully disagree. I think life is very complicated. Life is filled with turmoil. I have observed life through my own living. I have observed life through my students. They have taught me things I've observed for a number of years, and I see them looking. They're looking for a major. They're looking for their identity. They're looking for easy courses. They're looking at their phones a lot. They are like sponges. They are looking to soak in life and learning. I listen to them. I hear them talk about grades. I hear them talk about their life plans. I hear them talk about their money woes. I hear them talk about their parents. I hear them talk about losing things, their IDs, their keys, their phones. But when I heard them talk about their life plans, my students made me think. Life plan. Am I too old to have one of those life plans? I wonder. Perhaps I had one of those life plans, and I don't remember it. I don't think so. I mean, I've heard of game plans for sports. I've heard of architectural plans. Unfortunately, I've heard of retirement plans. I've certainly heard of lesson plans. So I decided to check things out. Here's what I found. There are many perspectives on life. There's the philosophical perspective, in which we wonder, what is our meaning in life? What's the significance of life? We wonder about ourselves. We wonder about others. There's an ethical perspective of life. This is all about making good decisions in consideration for the greater good of others. That should be easy. There's a medical perspective of life. Here's where they look at what marks the beginning of life and what marks the end of life. That one's not so easy. There's a scientific perspective on life, life beyond humans, microscopic life, life in the universe. That one I'll leave to Stephen Hawking and Neil deGrasse Tyson. There's a spiritual perspective in which we think about what is guiding our life. What about the afterlife? That one's nice to think about. Then there's a pessimistic versus an optimistic view of life. It's the view of the life plan. How do we look at life? I prefer the optimistic. Life. For a simple four-letter word, it is so powerful. We use it in so many ways. We could say, the miracle of life. It's a wonderful life. Life's a beach. What a life. Or, what a life. Here's how I see or hear people talk about their life plans, particularly my students. It's so smooth, so upward, so easy. I've lived long enough to share with you the real life. It has ups, it has downs, it has twists, it has turns. It is not smooth. It is bumpy. Sometimes you go a little forward, sometimes a little backward. It's not easy at all. And sometimes it just makes you sick. There's another perspective on life. It comes from the book, The Wisest One in the Room. It's written by Thomas Gilovich and Lee Ross. And they have a nice quote in this book. It says, "The meaning of life is to find our gift. The purpose of life is to give it away." I like that. But sometimes the hard part is finding your gift. Then there's love. Love surrounds life. Throughout our life, we have many people we love. We love many things. Love can make us ecstatic. Love can make us miserable. We talk about looking for love, but it's not tangible. There are songs about love found, about love lost, and of course, the all-elusive love. Most people can't even imagine a life without love. It's funny to think, though, we have one life, but we love many, and we love often. Dictionary.com has a definition that defines love as a profoundly tender, passionate affection for another person. I think it's odd that they limit that definition to another person only. Love's been around a long time. The Greeks had Eros and Aphrodite, while the Romans had Cupid and Venus as their gods and goddesses of love. The Romans also loved a thing. They loved wine. And they had Bacchus to represent that love. I kind of have a love for wine myself. That's the next four letter. Oh, gotcha. I just wanted to see if you were listening. So like love, luck is a part of life. We all hope to get lucky in life. Many years ago, my husband held a fantastic job working with the NFL. People said he was lucky. You know, he got to go to all these Super Bowl games. He flew first class, sometimes in corporate jets. He got to eat at the finest restaurants across the country. He felt lucky. Then came a plane crash. He was piloting a single-engine aircraft, and it crashed shortly after takeoff. He thought he was engulfed in flames, but that was because of the trauma that he suffered to his spine. Doesn't sound so lucky anymore. However, he was lucky to be alive and quickly taken to a nearby hospital for immediate spinal surgery. Because of those extensive injuries, with a long rehabilitation time, he lost that job with the NFL. Not so lucky. After a couple of years, he was lucky to be able to walk again. He secured advanced education, followed by more great corporate jobs. He was lucky. You see, luck has many faces. So let's go to the next Four-letter word. Hope. My students are great at hope. They hope to get A's. They will tell you all the time. They hope to keep their scholarships. They hope for a lot of things. We all have hope. Hope is part of life. Hope is what keeps us optimistic, like one of the perspectives on life. Hope is what keeps us trying. Some people hope for luck. Some people hope for love. Some people hope for death. I had hoped I would never have to give a TED Talk. But here I am. Then there's time. You know, time is intangible too. We speak of finding time, making time, spending time, but we can't do any of those in a concrete way. You know, like life, like love, and like hope, we don't know how much time we have. Every one of our hourglasses are a different size. There's a wonderful poem by Linda Ellis called The Dash, and in it she makes us realize that we are living our dash every single day, and we don't know when the end of that dash will come. Think about that. So you see, it's all closely connected. We can't have one or think about one without the others. The American author Joseph Campbell said it beautifully. He said, "We must let go of the life we have planned so as to accept the one that is waiting for us." Here's what I think. I think there is no life plan. There's a life idea. We just live. We live with love. We live with luck. We live with hope for a time. My idea worth sharing? Life? Well, maybe it's just an acronym. Maybe it's little instances frustrating everyone. A life plan? I don't think so. But you know, I did discover one thing you can plan for. One. Are you ready for this? Wait for it. The one thing you can plan for is surprises. I hope all of your lives are filled with good surprises. Thank you.